Welcome back to our Good Night English channel. Today we will do something different and very special. We will travel back in time, more than 400 years ago, to the days of William Shakespeare. Shakespeare is one of the most famous writers in the world. He lived in England in the 16th century, and he wrote plays, poems, and sonnets. People still read his words today because his words talk about life, love, beauty, and time. One of his most loved poems is called Sonnet 18. This poem is also called Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? In this video we are going to listen to this poem together. First I will read it slowly. Then we will talk about what it means. And at the end we will read a very simple modern English version of the poem, so that everyone can enjoy the idea behind these old words. Before we start, I want you to imagine summer. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the sky is blue. Imagine there is a soft wind. Flowers are open, the world is full of light. Summer is full of life, but it is also short. This picture of summer will help you to feel the poem. Now let us read Sonnet 18 slowly. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust, nor shall death brag thou wander'st in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou grow'st. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. The poem begins with a question. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The poet is asking, should I compare you to a summer day? And then he answers, no, because you are even better. Summer is beautiful, but it is not perfect. Sometimes the wind is rough. Sometimes the sun is too hot. Sometimes the clouds hide the sun. And summer, like all seasons, comes to an end, cannot stay forever. Now Shakespeare looks at the person he loves and says, you are not like summer. You are better. You are not temporary. You will not fade. How? Through poetry. He believes words can make someone eternal. And now, for the second time, let us hear this poem, but in simple modern English. This is not a translation word by word. This is the same feeling, the same meaning, but made clear for today. Listen to this new version and notice how the idea is the same. Should I say you are like a summer day? No, you are more gentle and more beautiful. Strong winds can hurt the flowers in May. And summer is short. It ends too soon. Sometimes the sun is too hot. Sometimes clouds make the sun disappear. Everything that is beautiful becomes less beautiful, because time and nature always bring change. But your beauty will not end. It will not fade or disappear. Even death cannot take you away, because these words will keep you alive. As long as people can breathe, as long as people can read these lines, this poem will live, and you will live in it forever. These simple words are saying the same thing as Shakespeare. Summer is wonderful, but it is not eternal. Beauty in nature always changes. We get older. Flowers die. The sun sets. But there is something that fights against time. Art, memory, language. These things are made by people to say, stop. This moment will not be forgotten. Think about this idea for a moment. This poem is like a time machine. Takes love and keeps it safe like a treasure. That is why we can still talk about these feelings today. Shakespeare wrote this in 1609. 4 centuries have passed. The world has changed. Empires have risen and fallen. But these 14 lines are still alive. And now you are part of this same story. When you read this poem, you help it to stay alive. You are breathing new life into the same words. Isn't it amazing that a person in 2025 and a poet from 1609 can meet through words? That is why language is not only grammar. Language is culture. It is connection. It is a bridge that travels across time. Thank you for spending this time with me today. You have learned not just English words but also something about culture, history, and poetry. I want to ask you a question before you go. If you could write something that lives forever, what would you write about? Think about that. Please share your thoughts in the comments. And tell me, which line in this poem do you like most? Remember, learning a language is not only about grammar and rules. It is also about beauty, music, and ideas. See you next time.